Greetings everybody and welcome back to Ingenarius Cuborum, my Let's Play of Minecraft featuring the Feed the Beast Ultimate Pack. Last episode I built a mob farm near Mediolanum. Let me do a quick check to make sure, yes, I am back on peaceful. Now, I did mention when I started hunting slimes, which was 3 episodes ago now, that my objective was to get some steel. Now, in order to do that, well, in order to make steel, I need a blast furnace. To make a blast furnace, I need these blast furnace bricks. You can actually see in the tooltip, it indicates that it is a hollow 3x4x3, meaning I need 34 of these. Now, a blast furnace brick requires soul sand, which I shouldn't have too much trouble with. I wouldn't think I'd have too much trouble with it anyway. Yeah, there's soul sand there. And I can conceivably harvest a bit more in the nether. I also need some nether brick, which I had smelted 4 episodes ago now. But I also need this magma cream. And the magma cream requires a slime ball and a blaze powder. And to get the blaze powder, I need blaze rods. Now, how do I get blaze rods? Well, I need to go to the nether, find the nether stronghold, and find the blaze spawner within the nether stronghold. Now, fair notice, off camera between episodes 5 and 6, I did make a further trip into the nether. I did find a nether stronghold. I did find the blaze spawner within that nether stronghold. It's just going to be a matter of getting back there. But for right now, I need to start by crafting myself up some pistons. Yep. It's been a while since I've crafted a piston. And with these pistons, what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine them with the slime balls, and I'm going to get these sticky pistons. I'm also going to go ahead and take the spruce wood piece out of there. Yeah, I can go ahead and put it in this chest right here. Now, I have a couple of pickaxes. I have a shovel. It would, I think, be prudent to actually go ahead and craft myself another pickaxe and another shovel. Let me find my gems. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So let me go ahead and put the sticks in there. There we go. The pickaxe and the shovel, because I'm not entirely certain what I'm going to find there. I also need... Actually, let me think. Do I have any leather left over? I do. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the reeds and turn them into paper. I'm going to combine them with the leather to get books. And now, the other thing I need to do is go ahead and craft myself a pair of sticks. Well, some sticks, I should say. And then combine it with another wooden plank gives me the book stand. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place this book stand down right here. I'm going to take one of these books and put it in the crafting table by itself. This is where I start to get into Mistcraft a little bit. And really, this is just the very basic Mistcraft. I'm not going to get into it too much yet, not until I have steel. But if I put a book in the crafting grid, I get a linking book, and that's going to link me back to the overworld. And at that, I'm just going to leave that book stand there. Now, I do need to head downstairs. There's one more thing I need to do before I actually head into the nether. Part of me wants to see if there's not a way to make that elevator faster. Part of me thinks there isn't a way to do it. Anyway, across the bridge. And part of me is thinking I should build a second bridge off that direction, but I would say it's not a priority, that I am going to have other priorities that I need to focus on. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and head over here. Grab 6 stacks of stone. And now I can make my way to my nether portal. Over here. It's not too far. It's not all the way in Mediolanum. I can assure you of that. Alright. Yeah. And now that I'm in the nether, I actually think I'm going to go ahead and go off camera for a bit while I make my way over to my Fortress and Blaze farm. I will return. Alright. As you can see, I've got the waypoint here, Blaze Farm. That waypoint will become less useful, and in fact, it may well go away by the time I'm done with this Blaze Farm. This is a little bit of an unusual topology, or topography I should say, for the Blaze Farm, because you've basically got that area up there, branching out over this here, and then you actually go down this stairway here to actually get to the main corridor, and it's at the bottom of that stairway here that I've gone ahead and put my other book stand. Now, the other thing I need to do is go ahead and craft my other linking book. Now, if I put the overworld linking book here, right click to open that up, and then here, et voila, I'm right here, and now I can follow suit like so. Yeah. And in terms of building stuff, in terms of gathering resources, speaking of which, I did opt to pick up some more glowstone while I was down there. I'd used a fair bit of it on the lamps. And also a little bit of both netherrack and soul sand as well, just for sake of completionism, really. Alright, now I'm not going to put a huge priority on the sticky pistons at the moment, so I'll go ahead and put them up for right now. I do, however, need the stone. So now it's back to the nether. And now step 1 is to build a big box. Now, fortunately, this is actually somewhat open air, which actually makes this first part a little bit easier. Alright? Yeah, like so. Just be careful on the fall. It doesn't worry me at all. Alright? And now that was up. But now I also need to go down. Alright, so that's 1. Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that, should I? Do that with cobblestone. Alright, so that's 3. Yep, and that's why I packed extra pickaxes. And 4. Alright. So that's 1 out from the center. Yeah, looking good. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to this edge of the tray. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead and dig this block out so that I still have a stairway up, because I'm about to dig out this block here. Yeah, like so. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, my center was right here, so I dig that out. Yeah. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally, on this side here, I was wondering why that looked a little bit discolored. Now I know. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Not bad. Not bad at all. And that confirms that this is the right place for this linking book. Alright. Now, let me think here. What's going to be my best approach? I have some cobblestone. So what I could do if I wanted to is go ahead and do that like so. Yeah. Ooh, can't do that. But I can do this. Yeah. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, something like that. Alright. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And finally, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to go ahead and make my way back to the bottom part of the tray here. Let me have a look here at this. Ooh. Yeah. Don't know that I necessarily... let me think. Because what's going to happen is that that's going to go like so. Yeah, so the stairway is oriented the right way for me to be able to get up and down pretty easily. In case you're wondering, the 17 by 17 by 9 box I'm building here is exactly big enough to contain the spawn zone for the blaze spawner. Now that said, I am going to go ahead and take care of the bottom part of this tray off camera. Whether I finish the entire box off camera, I haven't decided yet. But I can at least finish the bottom off camera. So I shall return. Alright, so my sarcophagus is mostly complete. I've got a little 1x2 doorway here just so I can get in and out of here during the construction process. I'm trying to think here. Top layer is, I think it's 32 on the top, 24, 16, and then 6 there. Right, I think I'm going to put the top layer on the roof. So that means that what I'm looking at is a 3x3 down here, which means that my stone would look something like this. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put up 2 layers of cobblestone there so that I can extend out my stone rings a bit. Alright, and this one's going to have a 5x5 interior. I didn't want to place that block there necessarily. But anyway, yeah, that gives me a 5x5 interior. So I can actually go ahead and remove these 2 blocks because I don't really need them anymore. And then on layer 3, my interior is going to be 7x7. Which is going to give me a 9x9 exterior. And then finally, sorry, I built this a few times before, but I seem to have forgotten a major step on how to do it. Anyway, let me think here. Anyway, I think what I want is this here. And, alright. I'm going to go ahead and delete those 3 for now. Alright. So let me think. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do this side as well. Yeah. Now, let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 puts me right up to there, which is exactly what I want. Yeah. Alright. I was a little bit iffy on the location of my concentric rings, but now that I know where my first pistons are going to go, the rest should follow in fairly quick order. 9 there, 9 on these 2 sides, 7 there, and 7 there. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. Alright, so now just go ahead and cover this up with smooth stone. And this is my top layer done. And part of me is thinking maybe I should have brought my screwdriver down with me. And honestly, part of me is thinking I could easily go back and get it, couldn't I? You know what? I think I'll go ahead and run back to the overworld and grab my screwdriver. Maybe even make a second screwdriver. Let me think. Oh, I won't have to make a second screwdriver. It looks like I had 2 screwdrivers. Alright. That's good, because the rings are actually not really where I want them at the moment. But with the screwdriver, I can fix that pretty easily. Just reorient the pistons. Yeah. Alright. Now 7 on this side. Yeah. And then the last 5 on this side. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why am I doing 2 more on this side and that side than I am on that side and that side? And the short answer is so that when they extend, they don't interfere with each other. Because if I had 9 on every side, up there, the piston there would push its block out, that piston would push its block out, and then you'd end up with one of the blocks either, one of the blocks, let me think, it would be that block and, no, it would be that block and that block pushed out, which means I'd have which means it would end up either there or there, and statistically it would end up there, but it would never retract. And that's not good for the design of the mob trap that I'm going with here. Alright. There we go. Now for the third tier. 5 on the long sides and 3 on the short sides. No. Oh, crud. I misplaced all of those pistons, didn't I? Yeah, I did misplace all of them, because they're all where I should have smooth stone. Alright? Yeah. So now you have to mine them all out. Make sure I pick up the ones that did not go outside the rings. All right, because in order for this to work, I actually have to do that. There we go. And now I can place the pistons where they belong. And I didn't want to put that one there. All right. Yeah. There. Wait a minute. No, that was a 3 side, not a 5 side. Yeah. Anyway, this is my 5 side. So now I just reorient on my pistons. Yep. Those go like so. Okay. See, this is why there we go. Okay. There we go. All right. And now on the bottom here, and if I'm careful, I can get those directly into the right place. Not so careful. But thankfully, it's only one switch with the screwdriver. Now, I'm not going to put piston there or there. I'll explain why shortly. But, yeah, before I go too much further, what I need to do is go ahead and finish this side off. Yeah, let's see. I didn't want to put that there just yet. Now, whether I can avoid it is another question entirely. Alright. Yeah. A little bit of cobblestone there. Saves me a little bit of effort. Alright. Yeah. And there we go. And now, let me think. Yeah. So this bit is more or less finished. Now, the next step is actually going to be with this here. Now, I'm going to have the blazes standing here, and then in the corresponding 3 on the other side. Alright. Now, let me think. We're going to go down here. Yeah. Well, there's an easy way to ensure that I have a relatively safe area for this. For what I'm going to need to do down here. And that is to just build a little bit of a smooth stone pad. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and mine these 3 out here. I'll also go ahead and mine that out. See if I can get that all, just to make that look just a little bit neater. Alright? Yeah. Now I'll need to do the same on this side. Yeah. Alright. So now I go down here. There's my smooth stone there. Now, let me think here. I'll have to make a decision on exactly how much smooth stone that I need. But at any rate, my last 3 sticky pistons go there. Smooth stone goes there and there. And this is the bottom of this part of the mob trap, honestly. Yeah, let me think. Those are the sticky pistons there. So this needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, just like so. Yeah. Alright. Now I'm going to go ahead, because this is basically where I'm going to be standing, and then I'm going to have stone on top of me like so, and I'm going to be standing here. So I want, yeah, that to be smooth stone there. Yeah, and that should all be smooth stone there. Alright, yeah. And now we're about to see what level I am at. Oh! Haha! That was actually rather well planned. Even if it wasn't entirely intentional, the height of that was actually just perfect for this. Alright. Now, let me think. I do want to clean this up a bit into a 3x3 tunnel. So, let me go ahead and take care of this here. Now, I actually had one other idea now that I think about it, but I think I left the parts for that in the overworld, didn't I? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Alright, anyway, now, here's what I'm going to do, and this is going to be a little bit crazy. I'm going to slab this over, this top part up here. Alright? I'm not going to get rid of the stairs just yet, because I still need access into this chamber here. Alright? But I am going to slab most of the rest of it. Let's see, that's cleaned up. Let's see, the only thing left to clean up here is that. See, I'm going to go ahead and put that like so. Yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and clean that up, replace this nether brick on the ceiling here with smooth stone. Yeah, okay, looks like I've got enough. Grr. I have misplaced more blocks than I had any right to there. Alright. But yeah. I'm also going to go ahead and clean this up just a little bit. Just so I can start putting the slabs down over here. Alright. I think, let me see here. Yeah, so that's the spot I want to leave blank. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's going to get me access down there. But I'm not quite ready for that yet. Let me think. There's something else I needed. Yeah, let me just go ahead and get those sorted out. Yeah. And now I'm going to head back to the overworld real quickly, just to finish setting up the technical components. For that, I need the barrels, I need the pneumatic tubes, and I need my transposers. I've gone ahead and crafted a couple more transposers so that I have 3. And now, let me go ahead and clean this up here. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that like so. Alright. And I should be able to get these transposers all pointing up, which is in fact the direction I want them all facing. Alright. And with that, I can at least cover this bit up. Now, let me think here. My inclination is actually to put the barrels there, and there, I think. Yeah, that should work. So I need to dig that out. Yeah, okay, so it looks like that's where that is. So this is how far this needs to go. Alright, go ahead and dig this up like so. Now, I believe one of the things I've noticed when building my overworld mob collection area is that these pipes, these pneumatic tubes, will not connect to the sides of barrels, only to the top or bottom. And that actually plays to my advantage here as it did in the overworld. Alright? I have to admit, though, part of me is wondering if this is actually a good idea. Yeah, I'm not sold on this, to be honest. Yeah. Irk. I just lost a piece of nether brick there, didn't I? Yep. Oh well. At any rate, what I can do is cover that up with nether brick. Yeah. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and cover this side up like so. And actually, I'm probably gonna do the same over here. Yeah, that works for me. Now, if I'm really careful, I can get this. Yeah, nice. Alright. Now, I do need one particular type of cover to finish that off. But for now, I'd say I'm good there. Now I just need to follow suit on this side. Alright. So now let me make sure I get this done here. Yeah, it's not going to look too pretty from the outside, but it will do the job. I'm going to actually go ahead and go back to the overworld. I love those linking books. They make going to the overworld so much easier. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and turn one block of nether brick into some nether brick covers. And then I'm going to turn them into hollow nether brick covers. I also need 2 more pneumatic tubes for this piece of the project. Alright. And then the 2 pneumatic tubes go there and there. I shouldn't have dropped off all my nether brick, should I? Oh well. Anyway, I could put that hollow nether brick cover there, and that makes it look that much cleaner. Back to the overworld, because I need to grab, I think, I'll say 2 pieces of nether brick. And I think I'll put all but one of my hollow nether brick covers up. Alright. So there we go. So the hollow nether brick cover goes there. The 2 pieces of nether brick go there. It doesn't look all that pretty at the moment, but I assure you it will look better once I get the staircase out of the way, but I do have some things I need to take care of before I can do that. Actually, let me go ahead and head on over to the overworld again. I want to see, I had a particular resource that I put up some, here it is. Okay. That's actually good that that's there. Grab a couple of pieces of wood. Just grab a bunch of redstone. Yeah, okay, so go ahead and craft myself some sticks. Craft some redstone torches. Thankfully, that's reversible. Alright. Now, I've made enough timers, I should know the recipe for this offhand. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, stone wafer on the bottom, and you get a stone wafer by smelting smooth stone, for the record. I didn't show that on camera, I don't think. But a stone wafer on the bottom, redstone torch in the middle, smooth stone at the top gets me a stone pointer, and then without the smooth stone on top gets me the stone cathode. I need one of each. I also need 2 of these stone anodes, and 3 of these stone wires. Now if I put the 3 stone wires like so, the stone anodes on the bottom, the cathode, bottom center, the pointer in the middle, and the top corners stone wafers, I get what's called a timer. Now, the other thing I need to check is how much red alloy wire do I have? Hint, the answer is going to be, yeah, nowhere near enough. I need realistically a couple stacks of the stuff. Alright, so I'm actually going to go ahead. Ooh, I can only make 16, can't I? I'm going to have to kind of hope that's enough. At any rate, go ahead and put that in the alloy furnace. And then I'll come back once it's all done and I've got all my red alloy ingots turned into red alloy wires. Alright, I had hoped to finish the blaze farm this episode, but it looks like it's taking too much on-camera time to do it, so I'm going to go ahead and do the wiring and whatnot next episode. Next episode is also when you'll see me actually start to kill blazes in the nether. But until then, this has been Ingenarius Cuborum. See you next time, everybody!